From original cast members to newcomers like Callie Haverda and Reyn Doi, here's where you've seen these That 90s Show stars before. Kurtwood Smith is back as Eric's no-nonsense father, Red Foreman. However, this time he'll be laying down the law with his granddaughter, Leia. In an exclusive interview with Looper, Smith expressed his excitement at returning to the franchise and noted that he and his on-screen wife, Debra Jo Rupp, easily fell back into step on set. Since Red and Kitty agreed to stay in Point Place in the finale of That 70s Show, viewers were finally able to catch up on what these characters have been up to between 1980 and 1995 in Season 1 of That 90s Show. During the 16-year interim, Smith has added a number of film and TV credits to his varied filmography. Notably, the actor starred in the second season of Marvel's Agent Carter as Vernon Masters, a role that was written with him in mind. He then went on to guest star in a handful of popular series like Suits and Jupiter's Legacy, before having a role on the Hulu miniseries The Dropout. Smith plays David Boyes in the Amanda Seyfried-led biographical crime drama, which was nominated for 6 Primetime Emmy Awards. Fans of That 70s Show might have also noticed him playing Old Man Peterson in The Ranch, another Netflix comedy led by co-star Ashton Kutcher. Joining Red for the difficult task of keeping Leia in line is his wife Kitty. Debra Jo Rupp reprises her role as the fan-favorite character who's best known for being something of a mother figure to all of Eric's friends. Rupp continued to work on family-oriented shows when That 70s Show wrapped, taking roles in shows like Better With You, This Is Us, and I Feel Bad. Rupp's extensive TV credits also include guest stints on other popular series like Heart of Dixie and Grey's Anatomy. In 2021, she joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a series regular in WandaVision, the first installment of Marvel's Phase 4. That 90s Show viewers might recognize Rupp in her role as Westview citizen Sharon Davis, aka Mrs. Hart. Speaking about her role in the miniseries, Rupp told Looper in an exclusive interview that her sitcom and theater background is really what sealed the deal on her getting the part. Although she was initially hesitant, Rupp loved being a part of WandaVision, saying, "Because I am as old as I am, it just was really nice to look around and go, oh, I remember a TV like that. Oh, I remember that rug. Those things are fascinating to me, especially when they're well done, and the production values in this were great. You did feel like you were in that world. It was easy."
We had such a lovely time.
The first and most important addition to the new cast of That 90s Show is Callie Haverda, who takes on the role of Eric and Donna's teenage daughter Leia. Texas native Haverda has been acting since she was 6 years old, telling her high school paper The Westwood Horizon in a 2022 interview. "My parents actually wouldn't let me start acting until I was old enough to decide I wanted to do it for myself. I practically begged them to let me do a commercial my siblings' agent submitted me for. They let me, and I just fell in love with it from there." Haverda is best known for her role as Lala Marks in the Hulu crime drama Shut-Eye in 2017. That 90s Show is undoubtedly Haverda's biggest role to date, though, and a defining moment in the actor's career. She told The Horizon that her career previously lacked direction, and finding Leia's character sparked something in her, saying, "I fell in love with it and truly connected with the work as a whole." That 90s Show is all about Leia connecting with her own group of friends, beginning with the rebellious riot girl, Gwen. Played by Ashley Aufderheide, Gwen is Leia's next-door neighbor, and the two hit it off immediately. In fact, Gwen literally lives in Donna's old house, since Bob Pinciotti moved to Florida at the beginning of the 80s.
You found the people who don't fit in, and I am their queen.
Prior to joining the cast, Aufderheide's biggest roles included ABC sci-fi mystery drama Emergence, and indie flick Infinitely Polar Bear, which stars Mark Ruffalo and Zoe Saldana. In 2020, she also featured in the British fantasy film 4 Kids in It. Gwen isn't the only next-door neighbor Leia gets to know. She soon befriends Gwen's fun-loving brother Nate, who's played by Maxwell Acee Donovan. Nate and Gwen have an interesting dynamic on the show and somewhat replicates Eric and Laurie's relationship since Leia is an only child. Viewers might know the actor behind Nate's big smile from his starring role in the Disney Channel series Gabby Duran and the Unsittables. Donovan plays the titular character Gabby's best friend Wesley Presley, and he credits the comedy series for making his dream of an acting career a reality. Prior to bagging this long-standing main role, Donovan had some smaller supporting roles such as the TV miniseries Greenlit and the Zoe Deutsch and Nicholas Braun-led rom-com Good Kids. Newcomer Sam Morelos stars in That 90s Show as the ambitious and intelligent teenager Nikki. There's a lot more than meets the eye when it comes to Nikki. Deadline described her as having, quote, "more rebellion than a frustrated debutante, and her boyfriend Nate can scratch that itch." Nikki is Morelos' first TV role, but she's previously starred in a couple of short films, including Forgetting Nobody and Extraordinary Night. When filming Season 1 of That 90s Show concluded, Morelos took to Instagram to celebrate the experience and everything leading up to it. Alongside some behind-the-scenes content, she wrote, "Overwhelmingly grateful for the first script, the millionth script, and all of the wonderful people I met in between takes. You truly are my family." Mace Coronel plays the flirty, aspiring videographer Jay, another member of Leia's gang, as well as her love interest.
Hey, girl.
With more than a decade of acting experience behind him, that 90s show viewers will likely have seen Coronel before. He got to start playing R.J. Forrester in The Bold and the Beautiful before starring in the 2014 TV movie Santa Hunters. However, Coronel is probably best known for starring in Nickelodeon's comedy series Nicky, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn. He played Dickie, one of the titular quadruplets of the Harper family, but he left abruptly in the middle of production on the 4th season. He announced his departure in a since-deleted Instagram post, which explained that it was a mutual decision so he could focus on other roles. As promised, Coronel diversified his filmography, and he went on to star in short films and some miniseries. He said on his Instagram that he hoped the 2019 short film Pocket, which is a commentary on social media and having the world in your pocket, would be an eye-opening film for audiences. He followed this up with roles in Wireless and Colin Kaepernick and Ava DuVernay's drama Colin in Black and White. As beloved as that 70s show is, parts of it wouldn't be accepted today, and that includes its lack of LGBTQ characters and storylines. While the short-lived spin-off That 80s Show had a bisexual character, Reyn Doi will play the TV franchise's first openly gay character, Acee. Doi has been acting since 2017, bagging his first job as a dancer in a Sonos commercial. He quickly racked up a number of credits in commercials and short films, before playing Takeshi, the son of an extradited fugitive, in an episode of the crime action series SWAT in 2020. His big breakout role came the following year, though, when he played Yo-Yo in Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. He plays Kristen Wiig's sidekick, but as the New York Post notes, Doi quickly steals the show. At the same time, Doi was working on the Nickelodeon family comedy Side Hustle and the TV movie Adopted. Actor and musician Olivia Sanabia has a supporting role in That 90s Show as Serena. She is best known for starring in the Amazon Studio series Just Add Magic from 2016 to 2019, in which she plays Kelly Quinn in 51 of the show's 52 episodes. While filming the 3rd season of the magical dramedy, Sanabia started working on the Disney Channel series Coop and Cammy Ask the World. When that show ended, she bagged guest roles in a variety of other notable series. You might recognize her as Luann in Country Comfort, McKenna in This Is Us, and Haley from Colin in Black and White. Viewers may also know Sanabia as a singer. Her discography includes 3 original singles, Star-Crossed, Evergreen, and The Train, the latter of which is a particularly important message about accepting your differences. Sanabia explained in a 2020 interview with Girls Life, "You don't have to jump on the bandwagon with everyone else. You don't have to like the same things or do the same things." Topher Grace was the leading man in That 70s Show before he departed ahead of Season 8 to star in Spider-Man 3. He did, however, return for the series finale and conclude his story by getting back together with Donna. Grace's early exit is one of the sore points of That 70s Show, and to add insult to injury, Spider-Man 3 was largely panned, with director Sam Raimi even calling the film awful.
"I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye."
It somewhat put the brakes on Grace's rising star, but he has since gone on to enjoy big movie success. Since the 2007 superhero film, Grace has starred in a handful of notable features like Interstellar, American Ultra, War Machine, Delirium, and Black Klansman. He's also found a permanent home on the TV comedy Home Economics, which follows Grace as Tom, the oldest of 3 siblings who are all in different financial situations. Speaking of family shows, returning to the world of Point Place again for That 90s Show felt like a family reunion for Grace. He told E.T., "It was like going home for Christmas to see your whole family, to be able to go back and not just hang out with them together, which was so much fun, but then to be able to work again with them. It was great." That 90s Show had a lot of work to do to connect the dots between the finale of That 70s Show in 1995, including Donna's story of raising Leia and becoming a writer. Laura Prepon certainly believes it does her character justice, telling Us Weekly before Season 1 was released, "I can't wait for people to see it. I think they're really gonna get a kick out of it." Donna has clearly been busy over the last decade and a half, and so has Prepon. After playing the red-haired tomboy for 8 years, Prepon took on the lead role in the NBC sitcom Are You There, Chelsea? Of course, That 90s Show viewers probably know her best from her long stint as the dark-haired maven Alex Voss in Orange is the New Black. While filming the comedy drama, Prepon also appeared as Kathy in the 2016 psychological thriller The Girl on the Train. With Eric and Donna coming back, why not try to get as much of the whole gang back together as possible? Mila Kunis confirmed her return to the franchise as Jackie Burkhart in an interview with Access Hollywood, where she explained the different relationship dynamics which have taken place off-screen since the finale. Although Jackie and Wilmer Valderrama's character Fez were together when the series ended, everyone knew she was meant to end up with her husband Ashton Kutcher's character Kelso. Before Season 1 even came out, the actor let slip a few details about her part in the upcoming series, including the fact that Jackie and Kelso are now married with a kid. Since 2006, Kunis has starred in a string of movies. She's been in romantic comedies like Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Friends with Benefits. She's been in action comedies like The Spy Who Dumped Me and romantic action-adventure films like Jupiter Ascending. She's also been in more dramatic features like the Academy Award-nominated film Black Swan and 2022's Luckiest Girl Alive. As well as this, Kunis has voiced the character of Meg Griffin in Family Guy since season 2 in 1999. That 90s show is one of only a few times she shared the screen with Kutcher since the original series. Kunis said of returning to the show with Kutcher, "It's very cute. It was weird to shoot together though." Ashton Kutcher credits That 70s Show with kickstarting his career and told Variety in a 2022 interview that the reason he and his wife Mila Kunis are returning for the spin-off is so that they can pay homage to that. He said, "We just went back and had fun for a week. It was so random and fun." In the years between the original series and That 90s Show, Kutcher has enjoyed a very successful film and television career. Viewers will no doubt recognize him from one of his roles in romantic comedy films such as What Happens in Vegas, Valentine's Day, Killers, and No Strings Attached. From 2011 to 2015, Kutcher also starred in the beloved comedy series 2.5 Men, replacing lead Charlie Sheen. While speaking on the WTF with Mark Maron podcast, Kutcher explains that he owes much of his comedic success to That 70s Show creator Bonnie Turner, who taught him the, quote, rhythms of comedy. From 2016 to 2020, Kutcher focused on TV, namely his role as Colt Bennett in Netflix's family dramedy The Ranch. Kutcher has since returned to features, starring in the 2022 black comedy Vengeance alongside BJ Novak, Boyd Holbrook, Issa Rae, Dove Cameron, and John Mayer. Wilmer Valderrama is best known for playing foreign exchange student Fez in all 8 seasons of That 70s Show. Since it ended, Valderrama has been the architect of his career, intentionally choosing varied projects in different genres to work on. Some of his notable credits include From Prada to Nada, From Dusk Till Dawn, the series, Minority Report, and NCIS. Speaking to People in 2022, Valderrama explained the responsibility he felt during the early stages of his career as a Latino actor. He shared, "I started really paying attention to the roles I was portraying, to the things I was saying yes to, and to what artistic demonstration of our culture was I actually amplifying by showing up to whatever movie and character I chose."
But I do need you to lower that weapon.
Please and thank you.
Fans may also recognize Valderrama from his recurring role in The Ranch, in which he plays Umberto, and his 5-episode guest stint on Grey's Anatomy as patient Kyle Diaz. However, That 70s Show still holds a big place in his heart. In fact, according to the Wall Street Journal, Valderrama still owns the original Vista Cruiser from the series, which he purchased for $500. Although That 90s Show reveals that Fez didn't end up with Jackie because of her feelings for Kelso, things are looking up for the owner of his successful salon chain. Hopefully, his new flame, Andrea Anders' character Sherry, and him can make it work in the long run. That 70s Show alum Don Stark is also returning for the spin-off in a supporting role as Donna's dad, Bob Pinciotti. Speaking about his return to the set with Entertainment Weekly, Stark said, "It was amazing. It really brought back a flood of wonderful memories. All the young people who were in the new cast were terrific, and it mirrored what it was like when we started." Viewers will of course know that Stark is not returning with his on-screen wife Tanya Roberts, who sadly passed away in 2021. However, his return in episode 6 of season 1 is a delight, especially his karaoke performance at his granddaughter's birthday party. Since 2006, Stark has been busy guest starring on a variety of TV series. His knack for comedy has helped him secure roles in the likes of Curb Your Enthusiasm, Shameless, and Dollface. He's also used his comedic acting chops to play Jules Padel in 2018's Green Book, and Saul in the star-studded rom-com Cafe Society. Actor, comedian, and musician Tommy Chong will forever be known to That 70s Show fans as veteran-turned-hippie stoner Leo. The beloved member of the Cheech and Chong comedy duo was an important member of the show's supporting cast. Although he wasn't present in every season, he often showed up just in time to make some interesting observations relating to the lives of Eric and his friends. He also took Hyde under his wing, giving him a job at the photo hut. That 90s Show just wouldn't be complete without an appearance from Leo, but thankfully Chong has returned and made a fitting comeback. In fact, he hilariously doesn't seem to pick up on many of the callbacks to That 70s Show or even remember Kitty in Red. Since the original series ended in 2006, Chong has been a vocal marijuana activist. Alongside his 2006 documentary aka Tommy Chong, which chronicles this, the actor often plays activists or characters who use drugs freely, just like Leo. More recently, Chong played stoner Hubert Wilson in the Raising Hope Season 4 episode, The One Where They Get High. Viewers might also recognize Chong from his appearance on The Masked Singer in 2019, where he competed on the reality singing show as a pineapple.